Hi, this is Dr. Go. I've had a lot of questions recently on Facebook and YouTube regarding bow, basics on bow, some questions about holding, about adding weight, about pulling the bow. So I thought I'd answer a few things and really try to dispel some myths out there that prevent people from getting a good sound on the violin. So before I start, just a disclaimer. If anything I'm saying here is contrary to what your teacher tells you, please ignore me and listen to your teacher. Okay, that out of the way, let's talk about the bow. A lot of people, they hear the idea that the bow hair should be facing us at the frog and should be flat at the tip. So they go and they physically move their wrists around and all that. Okay, if your teacher is asking you to do that, listen to your teacher. But here are some physics about this. Okay, if we just leave the bow alone, that means we're not going to purposely try to make it tilt towards us or anything like this. We're just going to leave the hair flat, okay? Just like this. Okay, flat to the string. So, if I pull this bow and I completely let go with all my fingers, about 2/3 of the way up, the bow hair will naturally flatten out, flat to the string. So I'll start with the hair facing me, and then I'm going to let go of the bow. You watch. So here at the frog, I am holding the bow, the hair is facing me. I am using strength, well, a little bit. I'm basically using no strength. See, even my thumb comes out. Just basic physics of holding the bow, and it's held. Okay, so I'm not really using strength. I'm more or less just using the natural curve of my fingers to align my tendons and my bones. So see, hey, no thumb. Okay, so from the frog, pull. Now as I pull, once I pass the 1/3 mark where the bow hair stabilizes, I'm going to let go. There, everything's off. Okay, so you can see the bow is still tilted because I started it at a tilted angle. Okay, I'm only at the 1/2 mark of the bow. Well, no, 1/3 mark of the bow. It's tilted because I artificially started it that way. Now as I pull it, I'm letting go of everything. I pass the middle. There, it flattened out by itself. Okay, let's try that again. That was a little bit past the 2/3 mark. Start here. I'm holding the bow, facing the hair towards me. I'm pulling down. Hit the 1/3 mark. I'm going to let go of everything. You can hear the crack when I let go. I'm going to let go. You heard the sound change, okay? I let go completely. Now watch. It will, there, by itself. That is flat to the string. You can look at right here. Okay, one more time. Okay, pulling. 1/3 mark. I'm going to drop the bow. You can hear that drop. Okay, now just watch right here. Okay, there. Went by itself. That happens about here, around 2/3 of the bow. Okay, so you don't actually need to sit there and rotate the wrist or do the colle with the thumb. That's not actually necessary as far as the down bow. What about the up bow? Let's start with a flat bow here. Now, here, I'll try G string so you can see. Okay, this is flat to the string. So it's a little bit angled because my strings are angling down a little bit, but you can see right here. Okay, this is flat. Now, as I hit just past the middle of the bow, I'm going to allow my pinky to collapse and start to hold the bow with my fingers here. I'm not purposely going to grip the bow. Those of you who follow my research as far as martial arts in violin playing know that once this collapses, all these tendons, they react together, and without any strength, the fingers collapse upon each other from the weight of the bow and hold the bow by themselves. So there's no strength involved. Okay? Okay, flat. I hit just past the middle. I start to collapse the pinky. And you watch here, the bow tilts by itself. Okay? There. Okay? Again. Here we go. The bow tilts by itself. Okay? There. That's all there is to it. Okay? There's no pressure from the thumb. Okay? It collapses back. And voila. The thumb doesn't even need to be there. Okay? So, to turn the hair towards us is actually just a mechanism of when we curl and supinate the hand, When we supinate the hand, it'll naturally bring the hair towards us. We don't need to do any twisting with the wrist, colle like this. Colle is a good exercise. It is a good exercise to loosen the wrist, the thumb, which ultimately loosens the wrist. It's kind of like my tutorial in Kreutzer number 9, when I'm doing all this to loosen the wrist and gain better control of loosening the thumb and all that. Okay, but really there's not much we have to do with the bow. As far as adding weight to the bow, yes, there are times when we will add weight to the bow artificially. The weight of the bow by itself is already going to create a great sound, and really on most playing that's all that you need. But there are some modern sounds that we need that will require weight, and teachers will ask us to add weight. They're not wrong. They're not wrong. It's a matter of how we want to add the weight. Okay? So if we think about the mechanism of playing, we bow from our spines and our shoulder blades. Okay? At the end of everything, the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist, the knuckles, the fingers, they all start to come out kind of like a whip. If you see my video on fluidity and bowing, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay? Pulling the spool of thread out of the violin, or feeling your hand is just dropping, whatever works for you. Okay? Now, that being said, about fluidity, just pulling out the bow, adding weight really comes from just feeling the shoulder blade coming down a little bit. It's almost like you're holding a rope and you're pulling a rope. Okay? Of course with a superior grip like this, not underneath, but like this, and you're just pulling a rope, not with a lot of force, just gently, how you would grip a rope and pull. Okay? I'm not talking about the grip in the hand, but the feeling in the arm of gripping and pulling. In the arm, the upper arm, grip and pull. Okay? That's the feeling if you want to add a lot of weight to the bow. Some people, that works really well. Some people, that doesn't work at all. For them, they have to feel like there's a weight out of the bottom of their palm, and they just press down. They just, well, not press down, but they let it pull them down from the middle of the palm straight down. Some people, that works better. You'll have to try both. See which one works better for you. Maybe talk to your teacher about which method they subscribe more to. And there are other methods too about adding weight. But before you do any of that, it's highly recommended work with your teacher on really developing a nice, relaxed, flexible grip in the fingers and a nice, relaxed, snake-like movement from your shoulder blade and spine all the way to your fingertips. That'll help a lot with just a good bow stroke, bow pulling, bow grip, everything. Okay? Cheers.